Okay.
I got you that time. How you doing? Shake hands. What do you got in the kitchen today?
Cannelloni.
Meatloaf again.
No, cannelloni.
Cannelloni?
Yeah, this.
I don't know, Kenny.
I got to give credit for this recipe. This recipe goes to Sardi's.
You got to give blame for most of your recipes.
No, I give credit this time.
Sardi's of New York.
This is a wonderful dish. It does not use ordinary pasta shells for cannelloni.
It doesn't.
You know what a cannelloni is, don't you?
Yeah, about $1.50.
It's not one of those vegetables that grow.
I know what it is. It's
Okay,
a pasta dish that you stuff.
Well,
Which is what I'd like to do to you.
We're not using pasta. We're using crepe. And we're going to stop.
Not again.
We're putting meat sauce in.
Okay.
And there's two different sauces that go on top of it.
And this comes from Sardi's in New York.
In New York.
When were you last there, by the way?
I was in New York 1978 at Jazz Festival, the New York Jazz Festival.
Well, let me get my
Miles
filthy
Davis,
apron
Dizzy
here,
Gillespie.
which you have been flinging things on for some length of time. And I'll be ready to work. Is there anything for me to do on
You
this?
got a white shirt on there today.
What a clever guy you are.
You're really neat.
Button yourself up. You're driving the little old ladies crazy again, aren't you?
What do you mean? Put myself up.
Well, look at where you are. What are you, Mr. Stud? No. Okay, we'll be back in a flash-a-roo with Cannelloni from Sardi's in New York.
Yes, sir, Bob.
Yep.
This is called a long flat red.
I went out with her, I believe.
Food Fairs, two grumpy guys in the kitchen, brought to you by Food Fair. Expect the best from Food Fair. And by Done Right Foods, the finest label for your table.
You mentioned this shirt. This shirt is kind of silk and it doesn't breathe.
Well,
I think I picked the wrong
spots
thing.
on it.
Oh, wait a minute. You're going to work with tomato sauce, aren't you?
Betcha.
Well, why didn't you tell me that? And I wouldn't have put on a white shirt.
Well,
You know how I eat spaghetti at home? The same way you do.
yes.
I eat it with my shirt off. I have to be topless to eat spaghetti because I slurp it all over. Okay, how do we start?
We start by cooking something.
First, you start by going into Sardi's and saying, could you give me a recipe for television?
No, you just go in and say, I'd like to have a cannelloni. Now, can I meet the chef? And you meet the chef. I did that at Spago's in Los Angeles, too.
Did you really?
Yes, I got recipes for pizza from him. And I hate pizza. But
How about cannelloni? How are you on that?
we're going to...
Wait a minute. Am I guessing right? You've got butter in that pan?
a little bit.
Butter, and you're doing ground beef
Oh.
and ground chicken, this looks like. Is that what it is?
This is ground chicken.
Okay. How do you get
You can
ground
do
chicken?
cubed or... I'm doing the stuffing first.
Well, there's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, that's getting a little warm.
Not much, so am I, to be honest with you.
Well,
That's
don't
why I
put
was
your-
talking
don't put
about
your
this
hand on
shirt.
there.
It doesn't breathe. I'm not putting my hand on it.
Okay, so we're going to cook that up a
Once
little bit.
burned, twice shy.
We're just going to brown that.
Other one. Yep. How do you get ground chicken? Yep. You don't often see it in the...
Well, it's becoming a product very popular
Meat
because
counters?
of everybody's so conscious about fat, and chicken meat is certainly
well, you
the
should
best.
be. I'll put it that way.
Lean beef, of course. Now
Yes,
you
of
can
course.
cube the beef if you want, and you can also
it?
have the cooked chicken if you want. There's different ways to make this. I'm making it with the raw, but let's get this cooking.
Okay. So
Okay.
you just ask your grocer to grind up a chicken. You hand him a chicken. He sticks it in the Cuisinart, and that's it, Dave. That pretty much the story.
You can do that, yeah. I gotta cut this up a little bit. This is kind of like a spinach,
Why don't you just tear that? Why are you chopping it?
because I want it really fine. Because you're going to stuff shells with this, and you don't want a great big slab of spinach hanging out of it.
Oh, okay. This is just ordinary spinach? I don't think spinach is as good for you as it used to be thought.
Well, it has iron in it. Yeah, iron in it, and iron sometimes.
Many
can
of
be-
your dishes
can
taste
be
like they've
very
got iron in
unhealthy
them.
for you.
And
How's
it-
that coming? Matter of fact, I'm going to get you working here. Hang on.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Something for me to do. Maybe I'd better
Yeah.
roll up my
Here,
sleeves.
stir that up. Stir it up, and don't say Johnny Knack again.
Yeah.
All right, cook that, sir.
You always give me the boring sous chef jobs.
Well,
When do I get to do the big stuff?
calls them the way you sees them.
Egg into the spinach. So that would give you spinach and egg then.
That would give you a spinach and egg. Yes.
Okay, how am I doing on this job, by
Fine.
the way?
You're
You
doing
think so?
just fine, yes. I got to put a little.
Is this one of your own?
I think this is ready.
Is that one of your own?
Let's put a little red wine in
Let me
it.
take a sniff of that.
That's a. No, a good friend of mine gave me this as a gift.
I drink witch hazel
It's-
is better than that.
This is
A friend gave it to you?
Yeah.
I would get new friends.
No. I use that for cooking and stuff like that.
Do you want to name that
no,
friend?
I will. He watches this show. He says, "That's what you're using my wine for."
What did he think he would use it? Private stock.
I hope we don't get in trouble because of that. And I'm going to put some parsley in there.
Parsley?
Yeah, parsley.
Wow.
And some grated Parmesan cheese.
You have them
that looks
labeled.
like grated cherry. Yeah,
It looks like grated.
that's grated Parmesan cheese. We mix
Some
it up.
chef.
Keep
Ah,
cooking.
that looks like cheese. Yeah,
Why is
we'll
this
put
not
that in.
cooking faster?
I beg pardon?
That should be cooking quicker.
Well, is it my fault again that it isn't cooking fast?
Absolutely.
I'm not even going to unbutton my other sleeve now.
Yeah.
You've offended me a little.
With your
I'm
fancy,
very
schmancy
sensitive
white
about
shirt
this
yet.
stuff.
Okay. It's coming along. It's going to take a little time.
Well, of course it's coming along.
Yeah.
If you give it a minute, but you're
Okay.
Mr. Impatient. That's your whole problem. Well, it's not your whole
I've
problem.
got a lot of work here to do.
I know you
We
got
have a-
work to
we
do,
have a
but you're
Parma. You wanna
impatient,
fight? You wanna
for
fight?
goodness sake. You've got time here. What? What are you
I
looking
lost
for
my
now?
pepper shaker.
I beg pardon?
Don't anybody leave the studio without my pepper shaker.
A pepper shaker.
Yeah. Oh.
Behind you somewhere.
Dolt.
How could you miss that? Are you playing baseball for the Blue Jays this year? It looks. That's a rather
even try
large
this
pepper
one.
shaker.
You know what this is?
It's a small. Well, here, take one of them plastic carrots and
well,
give it
well,
a whack.
you're horsing around with that.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not
having
horsing
fun.
around. This is cooking up very nicely.
I'll go in here and
Cannelloni we're making from
Here's all the
Sardi's in New
spices.
York. I thought they closed down by orders of the health department. Wasn't that the story?
There's a salt.
Well, listen, we're doing along pretty well, so don't be impatient. We're just going to take
Little
a break
pepper.
for a sec. Yeah.
And then we're going to put that in there, and then
Yeah.
I've got sauces to make.
All right.
And boy, are we
Yeah,
going to
all
be
right,
busy.
Okay. Just calm down, okay? Take your Valium, and we'll be back.
That wine.
Lee's Leftovers presented by Done Right Foods, the finest label for your table.
Okay.
Cannelloni.
That's done.
Sardi's of New York. Now then, you drained the wine out of there, did you?
I drained the wine right out of there.
Probably a good idea.
Oh, actually, it takes a little fat with it. Okay, now that we're just going to set aside.
Okay, so that's in with spinach, egg, a couple of peppers,
Right. Now,
black and ground, and what else?
I'm going to the next phase.
Oh, a little cheese.
You're bothering
Oh,
me.
yeah. I know you're going into the next phase, but perhaps we could stop and smell the cannelloni for a little bit and tell the people what we've done.
Man doesn't want to hurry. We
See,
made a
they
stuffing.
forget.
Made a stuffing for it.
Let me point something out to you, Lee. You're being watched through people's toes. They're lying in bed, looking at you like this.
That really
Here
isn't an
you're
image I want
running
to see here. Hi there.
Well, that's how it is. Look on yourself not as a big TV star, but as a nightlight for the bathroom.
This could be a mixture of veal and beef.
Oh,
We're
good.
about a half and
Is
a
that
half.
what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we got a small onion here. One small onion.
Chopped.
Chopped.
Coarsely chopped.
Or is it? And then, of course, we've got the tomato puree that's going to go in there.
Now, don't spill that on my clean white shirt. This is a
Hey.
gift from my daughter. My daughter picks my shirts out.
While that's cooking,
Picks my ties out, buys me candy, says
Put
I'm
that on there.
dandy. What song is that?
I haven't the slightest idea.
I forget myself.
I'm going to. Okay.
Most beautiful girl in the world. That's
The
what
most
it is.
beautiful
The
girl
most beautiful
in the
girl
world.
in the world. Picks my ties out, buys me candy, says I'm dandy.
You sugar candy.
Remember when candy was dandy, but liquor was quicker?
No, I don't remember stuff like that.
Who wrote that? Ogden Nash.
Really?
You know what else he wrote?
Oh, Henry.
He wrote, as I grow older and older and totter to my tomb, I find I'm caring less and less about who is sleeping with whom.
Okay, I'm putting this back into the pot here. You're in a kind of a rare mood tonight, aren't you?
Well, I'm smelling your cannelloni here. Actually, it's the whiff of that wine there, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Get grumpy, will you?
Yeah, okay, what are you doing this for? You got another batch of butter rolling around in a pan here. Do you want me to help you
I'm
with
going to
that?
do another sauce.
Another one?
Another one.
All in one dish?
See how nice this is coming along here?
Yeah, okay, this could be a mixture of veal
I'm
and
just making
beef.
sure I stick to the true
Put in
form
some
here.
mushrooms and what
All right.
else?
I'm putting tomato puree here. 1 cup.
Roughly.
Uh,
One slab.
One slap.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put a little bit of
Water to water. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Well, it's a little thick.
You know, actually, I should come in here someday and make my chicken cacciatore.
No, you shouldn't.
You know how to make a chicken cacciatore?
You chase it all over Italy.
Yeah.
Is that the answer?
Well, no, but it'll do. Anyway, I do a really good chicken cacciatore.
Yeah.
Are you going to put an Italian sausage in this? I don't see one hanging
No
around.
sausage.
No sausage,
No
just
sausage.
the beef,
Yep.
veal, and
Actually, I'm going to thicken.
ground chicken.
I'm going to lighten that up a little bit.
Ground chicken's in there. This is just beef, or is it beef and veal mixed?
It's beef and veal mixed.
Okay.
But this is kind of like a meat sauce. There, okay, I got that one ready.
You sure do.
I need another spoon.
I'm amazed. Could you hurry it along? Oh, I want to go sit down for a minute.
Oh, see, okay, I want that butter going a little bit.
You do.
Yeah.
Now what are you
Around
putting in there?
No,
Flour?
I want you to mix that until it's a nice smooth paste.
A smooth paste?
Just keep mixing.
S-M-U-T-H-E.
Don't let it sit in a lump.
Your mother let you sit in a lump. Okay. This is a roux I'm making. R-O-U-X.
Making a roux.
I'm making a roux. Didn't he play left wing for the Canadiens in the 60s?
Claude Lemieux.
Claude Leroux.
No, that was a hockey player, Claude Leroux.
What did I just say? Didn't he play left wing for the Canadiens in the 60s? And you say, no, he was a hockey player. If I didn't have to stir this, I'd throttle you. You drive me nuts.
You know,
How am I doing on the roux?
now
here?
I know that when I go over to your place and have to cook,
Yeah.
you stay downstairs while I'm in the kitchen. I can concentrate on the food here. I'm putting garlic.
I have a very nice house.
Yes,
If I do say so, well, it wasn't until he got in there.
Yeah.
I was in that house 3 days. He started cooking in my kitchen and scorched my tile.
Scorched.
You
One
scorched
speck.
it. It's a huge. Oh no, I did the huge one. Yeah, you did the little one. But
The
3 days.
It's a little speck that was there, that's all. A
So
little
if you ever
tiny-
come to buy my house, which after this show I
Pretty sure you're going to
may have on the market, please don't mention that scorch mark because it offends Lee. This is coming along very nicely. I should think.
Okay, this meat sauce is just about ready here.
Are there guys in the kitchen
Okay, you
at
got that ready
Sardis
yet?
who do this?
Are you just about ready?
Well, how do I know?
I got to put chicken broth in.
I don't know what you're looking for
Okay,
here.
keep stirring.
Chicken broth in the roux.
Yeah.
There's a lot of chicken in this cannelloni
You
dish.
just keep mixing until it gets thick.
A little water to
Yeah,
lighten it down.
Give it a little kind of
yeah.
smooth quality.
Smooth. S-M-U-T-H-E.
Okay, I got to turn this one down. This was getting a little heavy here. Okay, now you're going to mix that nicely for me, right?
Maybe I will.
I hope
Maybe
you are.
I won't.
You better.
Depends how you treat me from here
This-
on in. I think you've been rather.
This is a great.
Oh, hey. Remember they used to make crinolines out of them?
Yeah.
Girls would wear them. Remember going to the hops? The girls would have skirts that went out like this. They sit down and these two little legs would stick out from underneath. You wonder where they came from? Crinolines. Just took, you needed a huge car to get them in because they were so big they couldn't sit in the front seat. Oh, why don't you belt a couple of wines back and leave me here doing the work?
That's a Bordeaux.
It's a Bordeaux.
A Bordeaux.
It's a Charleswood is what it is.
You haven't even
What am I
got the
doing?
heat on. No wonder it isn't thickening up.
Is it my job to do everything here? You told me keep stirring. Do you want it?
Yeah,
you
but
want it
don't-
high?
yeah,
What?
Yeah, but don't turn it down.
I didn't touch it. It was you. I didn't touch
It's your
it.
knobby knees that did that.
My knees are not up there. Okay.
Anyway,
My knee is going to be someplace where you'll notice it in about 20
you're
seconds.
not stirring it properly. We're gonna have to break, until that's cooked.
Okay, we'll
It's been
come
too
back.
much time at it.
And
We'll be
there
right
may
back
only be one of us
after
when
this
you.
message.
I'm telling
Don't
you.
go away.
I'm
Keep
going
watching
away.
through your feet.
Lee's Leftovers, presented by Done Right Foods, a supplier of portion control poultry since 1945. You're watching Food Fair's Two Grumpy Guys in the Kitchen, brought to you in part by Food Fair. Expect the best from Food Fair.
Well, I've been amusing myself making this roux, and it has the consistency of cream of chicken soup, is what it does.
Don't you put that back in there, double dip it. I hate it. You double dip it all.
Well, get me another spoon then.
Okay, you were gonna do that. You were
Of
gonna put
course.
that back in.
I'm going to eat it. So
It's right behind you. Okay, the crepes,
You're very
one pint
testy
of milk.
today.
If you want to make, see, these are crepes.
I should
Very
do the
thin.
same thing.
And actually, I don't make them that thin. Debbie is expert at that. Probably has a crepe pan too with Teflon. Easier to make with Teflon. I use cast iron. You have to.
I generally use flour and water.
1 pint of
Well,
milk.
you can use
That's
what you
2
want.
cups.
2 cups of water.
1.5 level cups of flour.
Yep.
And 1 tablespoon of melted butter.
You have to taste the stuff.
And
That's
2
one
eggs.
rule of chefs.
Now you mix all of that up.
Taste, taste, taste.
You mix all that up.
I know that. When you're making a sauce, taste, taste, taste.
And you
is the
take
whole
you take
thing.
your filling, you put them inside the
Okay.
crepes like that.
Well, this looks a
Okay.
little like
You gently fold them because if you fill
like
them
a
too
burrito.
much, they crack. You see a couple in there? I put
see.
too much in.
you put too much what in.
Yeah, I better
Stuffing.
be careful. I think I just stepped on an onion. I'm going to go for a fall here.
Hey Lee,
Yeah.
that ain't no onion. Now you'll worry the rest of the show about what it is. I don't want to say anything, but it's squishing through your toes.
As long as it isn't alive.
Remember the time we made pancakes? Uh-huh. Well, we didn't find them all.
That was funny show. The crew didn't even want to eat the pancakes.
And I don't mean to say anything, but this crew will eat anything that won't eat them first. Anyway, how am I doing with this sauce? Because I'm getting bored to death with doing this.
I want you to put that sauce in there.
Can I taste it first?
No.
In there?
No, yeah, I want to mix those 2 sauces together.
Oh, I never thought you'd
The
do
supreme
that.
sauce and the meat sauce now go together.
Ooh. And this is chicken bouillon, is it? Or just bouillon?
Chicken, bouillon,
Yeah.
or consommé,
All right.
done with flour and milk.
Flour and butter.
Okay. All right. Now, I as you say, I have lots of crepes left over.
I never thought you would combine
See?
these two.
I had a whole bunch of left over.
Okay, how many do you suggest?
Okay, that's good enough.
Oh, yeah, just shove me out of
Yeah,
the way.
you've done a fine job. Now go away.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, now I
Can I
have to.
taste this now?
You can do anything with that spoon you want.
Anything I want?
Okay. So now you mix that together into a nice creamy
Ooh,
sauce.
I don't know how you do it. I really don't. You look like a one-armed paper hanger, and then when you taste it, it's great. I don't know how you do
Well,
that.
that's the secret in the food. I mean,
Yeah.
the fancy schmancy pots and kettles and everything like that. But the grassroots. Okay, you see how that goes?
I was just kidding.
Now you just pour that right on top of
Yeah.
this.
Ooh. Excelente.
And we put that down like that.
Yeah.
Make sure the sauce is spread nicely over everything.
Think I need a glass of wine. I'm getting a little dry.
Hint, hint, hint.
Well, that's fine for me, but what are you going to have?
Now, we've got Swiss cheese here.
Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese, it says.
On an
Very
Italian
good.
dish, of course, they're closer in the Alps. Yeah.
Oop,
Did you one
came
time
out on
tell
a
me?
lump.
Did you one time tell me you got what the heck was it?
You got
you
the
got
whole-
a recipe from the South American Alps. I said the Alps aren't in South America. So
Well, there are Alps.
yes, I know, but they're in Europe.
Well, you can call them mountain, it's alpine. Okay, get out of the way. I want to put this in it. See, now we've covered
Get
that
out of
really
the way.
nicely. It's covered. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, that is just spectacular. You have to admit.
Bravo, bravo!
And we put that in the oven.
Yep.
And just to melt the cheese,
How long?
And the Swiss
At what
cheese?
temperature?
put it over the broiler. Get the cheese going.
So you're not baking it, you're broiling
You're
it.
doing 2 or 3 minutes. That's it, tops. You don't
That's-
you
you're
don't want to
kidding.
burn the cheese. You don't want to burn it because everything is basically cooked. Your meat is cooked.
Yep.
Your sauce is done.
Yep.
Your velouté has now mixed in with the meat sauce.
My
What
velouté
are you
is
doing?
untouchable.
You're one of those. I remember when I was a kid.
I'm tasting
I used to
the
have
sauce.
the mom used to make cookies and cakes, and I used to sit there and.
Yeah. Well, this is not exactly.
And the other
cookie
thing I used
batter
to do
I'm
was
working
raw
on.
hamburger. But in those days, you could eat good hamburger like that with salt and pepper. And nowadays, you can't eat raw meat at all. So that's why we're using
can't?
the chicken
When did this
and the
happen?
beef. Well, that's got poultry in it for one, so don't ever eat raw poultry.
I'm just joking with you. I don't eat anything raw. Well, hot dogs.
Carrots. I've seen you eat those. Okay, now that's
So that's pretty much it?
That's pretty well it. You got the raw beef, the veal, the onion, and the tomato puree, the mushrooms, the garlic, the
Ground
salt,
beef,
and
not raw beef.
raw beef, ground beef. And it's meat
Same
sauce.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
the pancakes that you've got. And
Okay.
then you've got the supreme sauce that goes with it.
We'll come back.
The
show you
formation of
fin-
this wonderful dish.
We'll come back. Show you. Yeah. We'll come back. Show you the finished product and the recipes as well. So
Yeah, pretty
don't
well.
go too far away.
Yeah.
Lee's Leftovers, presented by Done Right Foods. the aristocrat of all chickens. You're watching Food Fair's Two Grumpy Guys in the Kitchen, brought to you in part by Food Fair. Expect the best from Food Fair.
Okay, the best thing about this recipe, I didn't get anything on my
Nothing,
shirt.
you didn't, nope.
Okay, let's see how it turned out. Okay, cannelloni from Sardi's.
Oh, but it's hot.
And the recipe is kind of long and involved, so I'd suggest you go by your
there-
Food Fair store and
there's
pick
the
it up.
Swiss-
Is
the
that
Swiss
gorgeous or is that gorgeous?
Is that what it is?
And it smells better than it looks, and it looks great.
It's got Swiss cheese on it.
You recommend a white with that, huh? It's hot. Careful. Yeah, okay. This is a Chardonnay from I think Napa Valley, the Sebastiani family there, which is very similar to the Corleone family, I believe. A little mafia humor never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so you suggest that?
Yep.
The recipe coming up, isn't that look? Yeah, that just looks great. The recipe coming up, it's longish, so as I say, your Food Fair store will have it for you, and I recommend you do it. The crepe thing is the hard part. Can you buy those in a freezer, or can you use like some other?
You could buy the pasta crate, the cannelloni shells.
Oh.
If you want to, you stuff them and they're
Yeah.
hard. and
That's
all
what
that
I
stuff.
mean. To save you from making
But
a
I
crepe,
would,
because that's a hard thing to do.
This particular recipe does call for the nice thin little pancakes. It's fun to try that. I mean,
All right. Have we got that
so you
included in
waste
our-
about 200 pounds of flour trying.
So
But,
we got that included, how to make the crepes
It's on
in
there,
the
right?
recipe? Okay.
It's on the recipe, and it will
Alrighty.
be at the Food Fair if you want to pick it up.
Alrighty.
And it has the stuffing, and it has the sauce, the supreme sauce, and
Another way to get this recipe is on the net.
yeah, www.gamecoach.com/figure2 Grumpy Guys. And thanks to Microplay for helping us out with that. They set that whole website for us.
I think they run that underneath.
Oh.
But of course, if your toes get in the way, that's hard to see.
Yeah,
So
well,
we'll point that out.
we're on the net.
Well, another wonderful dish, Sardi's cannelloni. It was fun to do. And even though you insulted me.
We have garlic bread.
I beg pardon?
We have,
Oh,
and we also have a Caesar. Debbie's recommended
Yeah,
that
complete meal right there.
and this wonderful wine to go with it.
Yeah, the,
And, I mean,
a white.
it was such hard work. It was such hard work.
you know, you look like Rip Taylor, that comedian who was always throwing things on
Okay,
himself.
well, anyway, you want a little flour?
No, I don't. You got a nice clean
Anyway,
shirt here. All
we
right.
just whip that up in no time at all.
Cannelloni, give it a try. Come join us again here in the kitchen. Two Grumpy Guys. Bye-bye. Cheers. Well done, matter of fact.
Food Fair's Two Grumpy Guys in the Kitchen has been brought to you by Food Fair. Expect the best from Food Fair. And by Done Right Foods, the finest label for your table. The Grumpy Guys Kitchen, supplied by Gateway Kitchen and Bath Center, crafted precisely for you. Special thanks to the Bay Downtown for all appliances, utensils, place settings, and set decoration. Promotional consideration thanks to KY58, Good Time Oldies, Nighttime Sports. This has been a Grumpy Guys production.